In this video, we're diving into a massive crisis shaking Kerala to its core, the collapse of its cooperative banking sector. This isn't just about banks or numbers. It's about real people losing their life savings, farmers drowning in fake debts, and a system riddled with corruption. From the infamous Karuvanar scam to widespread frauds across the state, we're exposing it all. Stick with me, because this is a story of betrayal, political greed, and the fight for justice. Let's get started. Kerala's cooperative banks were once the backbone of local finance, trusted by ordinary people to save for their kids' education, weddings, or retirement. But today, they are facing a crisis of credibility. An amicus curiae report to the Kerala High Court put it bluntly. These banks, heavily politicized and lacking independent oversight, have become a breeding ground for corruption and mismanagement. The biggest shock came from the Karuvanar Service Cooperative Bank in Thrissur, where a Rs 300 crore scam exposed fake loans, benami transactions, and money siphoned off by insiders. But Karuvanur is not alone. The Enforcement Directorate has flagged at least 18 other cooperative banks and societies across Kerala for similar irregularities, eroding the trust of everyday people who relied on these institutions. The Karuvanar scam, worth Rs 300 crore, is being called Kerala's biggest bank fraud ever. Bank officials used forged documents to issue loans to fake or unaware people, gave multiple loans on the same collateral, and even lent to non-members, breaking every rule in the book. They tampered with the banking software to bypass safeguards, approved benami loans where proxies got money for someone else, and remortgaged already pledged properties. Imagine getting a recovery notice for a loan you never took. That happened to many genuine customers. Audits and probes from 2014 to 2020 showed the bank's management, tied to the ruling party, colluded with private financiers to swindle funds. It only came to light in 2021 after a police case against 6 officials. But this isn't just Karuvanur. A 2022 report found irregularities in 399 cooperative institutions over 6 years, involving fake fixed deposit receipts, gold loan scams, and falsified accounts. In Alappuzha's Kumarapuram Coop Bank, a manager sanctioned Rs 1 crore in loans under 15 names, many benami, with no collateral, leading to Rs 85 lakh in losses. In Kottayam's Ettumanur Cooperative Bank, loans were given against worthless wasteland. In Ernakulam's Muvatupuzha ARD Cooperative Bank, a borrower repaid a Rs 10 lakh loan, only to find another Rs 10 lakh loan taken in his name without his knowledge. In Palakad's Elapuli Cooperative Bank, farmers repaid loans, but employees pocketed the money, making them look like defaulters. In Kanambra, also in Palakad, Rs 5.76 crore was misappropriated, including Rs 1 crore illegally given to a construction cooperative. In Kozhikode, an employee siphoned Rs 25 lakh from depositors' accounts. In Pathanamthitta, banks like Milapra and Kumplampoika collapsed after fraudulent lending, forcing depositors to go to court. The ED told the High Court in January 2025 that many co-ops granted illegal loans, often without borrowers' knowledge, and didn't even try recovering from defaulters while fraudsters ran the show. Nationwide, over 2,100 fraud cases worth Rs 300 crore hit India's co-op banks in the last 3 years, and Kerala's 399 cases, especially in Thrissur, are a huge chunk of that. This has shattered public confidence. People are scared their savings aren't safe anymore. The ugliest part of this crisis is the political nexus behind it. Kerala's cooperative banks are often controlled by political factions, LDF, UDF, and others, treating them like personal piggy banks. Karuvanur was under CPIM control for 40 years, and the ED found an unofficial party subcommittee was calling the shots, approving loans and setting policies outside official meetings, even keeping separate minutes for political orders. The bank manager admitted he sanctioned loans under pressure from senior CPIM leaders, including a former minister and district secretaries. The ED's charge sheet names big players, MLA and ex-minister AC Moideen, ex-district secretary MM Varghese, and even MP K Radhakrishnan. Shockingly, the CPIM itself is listed as the 68th accused under money laundering laws, an unprecedented move. The ED says local CPIM units had 25 secret bank accounts in co-op banks to stash scam money unreported in their official books. Loans were given based on political connections, not merit, and frauds were covered up to protect the powerful. But this isn't just one party. Frauds have happened in co-ops run by UDF, BJP, and others too. Years ago, A Congress MP's bank faced RBI penalties for similar issues. The High Court's amicus report nailed it. Political appointments and interference create a culture of impunity, shielding fraud from justice. Even the chief minister admitted there are black grains in a plate of white rice, hinting at corrupt elements in his own party. So, where did all this stolen money go? It went to two places: party war chests and private pockets. The ED says CPIM in Thrissur amassed over R100 crore in undisclosed funds over a decade through these scams. Secret accounts held commissions from fake loans, membership fees, and levies, funding party expenses, election campaigns, and land purchases for new party offices, none of it declared to the Election Commission. On the personal side, fraudsters lived large. In Karuvanur, real estate businessman PP Kiran got Rs 48.5 crore in illegal loans for his projects, never intending to repay. Financier Satish Kumar P pocketed Rs 14 crore, building a loan shark empire by exploiting co-op funds. The ED has seized Rs 180 crore in assets, land, buildings, bank accounts linked to Karuvanur alone. This shows how scam money fueled political power and personal wealth, leaving depositors high and dry. The worst part of this crisis is how it hit the poorest the hardest, especially through microfinance loan scams. In Thrissur, financier Satish Kumar ran a notorious loan takeover scheme across 14 banks. He'd offer to settle overdue loans for vulnerable borrowers, take their property deeds, then repledge them for bigger loans he kept for himself. Victims ended up owing double, often losing their homes. He did this with help from corrupt officials and politicians. Then there's the ghost loan problem. People got recovery notices for loans they never took, forged in their names or using their details without consent. In Karuvanur, fake group loans and microfinance loans were created, with corrupt staff pocketing the cash. Small farmers and women's self-help groups who trusted these banks were left with fake debts they couldn't pay. This betrayal turned a system meant to uplift communities into a trap that ruined lives. The human cost is heartbreaking. Depositors, often retirees or workers who saved every penny, can't access their money. Take Philomena from Karuvanur. She needed her savings for medical treatment but couldn't get them and tragically passed away. Others, saving for weddings or homes, were left helpless. Some depositors in despair even took their own lives. Withdrawal limits mean people can't touch their own money when they need it most. Small borrowers got it just as bad. Some repaid loans, but corrupt staff pocketed the money, labeling them defaulters. Others, like victims of Satish Kumar, lost land and homes to fake debts. Imagine a farmer borrowing Rs 1 lakh against his field, then being told he owes Rs 2 lakh. He's virtually guaranteed to lose that field. The mental and financial toll is huge. Farmers and villagers are fighting legal battles or dodging debt collectors for loans they never took. Overall, trust is gone. Cooperative banks were Kerala's pride, offering better interest and easier credit than commercial banks. Now people see them as risky. The Hindustan Times called it a cloud of distrust over the entire sector. If depositors pull out or stop saving, the rural credit system could collapse. A century of goodwill has been shattered because of a few greedy players. Thankfully, the fight back is on. The ED is cracking down, filing 18 cases under money laundering laws, arresting key players like CPIM, Councillor PR Aravindakshan, and seizing Rs 180 crore in assets. Their charge sheet names 83 accused, including top politicians and the CPIM itself. They've exposed how co-ops acted like unlicensed banks, taking deposits from non-members and being run by political cliques. The Kerala Police's crime branch is also probing, though they've been criticized for going soft on big names. Depositors took it to the High Court, which ordered a deeper probe and appointed an amicus curiae. The March 2025 report was brutal. It blamed political control and weak oversight, calling for independent audits and merit-based appointments. The RBI is stepping up too. Many co-ops operated in a regulatory gray zone, outside RBI control. Now there's a push to bring them under stricter banking norms to stop illegal deposits and lax lending. The state government, after ignoring red flags, has launched a 207-point audit checklist to catch fraud, set up a cooperative ombudsman, and formed administrative committees to stabilize banks like Karuvanur. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan promised no depositor will lose money, with plans for a bailout via Kerala Bank or a special fund. But critics say this just shifts the burden to taxpayers. The High Court's still watching, and there's talk of a CBI probe or merging weak co-ops into Kerala Bank for better oversight. Kerala's cooperative banking sector is at a crossroads. The scams have hurt real people, farmers, retirees, small entrepreneurs who trusted these banks with their dreams. But with ED raids, court orders, and new audits, there's hope for justice and reform. To save this sector, we need to kick politics out, enforce strict oversight, and maybe bring all co-ops under RBI rules. This is your story too. If you've been affected, share your experience in the comments. Let's raise awareness. Share this video with friends and family. Demand accountability from your local leaders and banks. Subscribe for more updates on this crisis, and let's push for a system that puts people over profits.